But yeah, guys, I am pretty excited about this. That $0 price, that's just a tag. It wasn't in the system. But yeah, these were 25.75 on sale for $5. So that's $20.75 off each frame. So this would have been like $75 worth of frames here. Got them for $15.
This is part 2 on how to apply heat transfer vinyl.
All right, so we get to this point right here, and what I did is prep everything. All the numbers, as you can see there, they're all stacked and prepped. This is going to be a step that I highly recommend that you do, because if you just have like a list and you just start pressing without prepping anything, what's going to end up happening, I guarantee you, is sooner or later you're going to press the wrong number on a shirt or the wrong size. You know, you might think you're pressing a kid size large and you're actually pressing an adult size large or whatever. You know, something's going to end up happening. Now you got to go and you have to order another shirt. You got to go, if you wash out the screens, you got to make the screen again. Okay. You got to recut the thermal. You know, you're just wasting tons of time. So what I definitely recommend is you prep everything. That whole stack I have right there on the right side, everything is prepped. So if there was anything that was missing or anything like that, okay, I can go in and I can look at everything over again before it gets pressed on the shirt, just to make sure everything's correct. So right here, everything was correct. As you can see here, I'm lining everything up. You know, I've been doing this long enough to where I don't need a ruler or anything like that. What I do is I just measure from the bottom of the seam of the neckline in the back. You can just feel the neckline. I put the name there, maybe a few inches down. I throw that number on there, and we're good to go. So right here, you got your number, you got your name, and it's that simple. All right. There are a lot of times. I used to have my shop. I had my shop for a good 8 years. Get into that another time, but I had my shop for about 8 years, and I had, a few different people working for me, and when they first started, you kind of just assume they know what they're doing, but they don't. So, you come check on somebody and, they're 3 shirts in, in 20-25 minutes, and you're asking them, okay, well, what are they doing? And the thing they're doing is they're trying to measure everything. They're measuring from from this side, from that side. They're measuring the name, the number, and they're taking 5 to 10 minutes a shirt. And right there, as you can see, it took me not even 1 minute. So if you can do that, if you can practice that, just eye everything up. There really is no reason to measure everything. If you're just starting out, by all means, definitely measure. Okay, because you're not going to be sure. But once you get into it, you've been doing this for a while, don't measure anything anymore. Just because, like I said, you're going to waste a lot more time trying to measure everything up. And of course, you're going to have something that's going to be, quarter inch, maybe a half an inch off. But you know what? When they put the shirt on, you're not going to be able to tell, not unless you're an inch or more off. But that rarely happens, if any. I haven't had any returns, anything. Knock on wood. Haven't had that issue happen to me yet. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of lining this up as I would on my screen palette, making sure the seams to the sleeves are correct, or both on the same side. As you can see there, I put that Rogers right under the neckline. You can feel that. I go with a number maybe about another inch down, and you're good. As you can see, like a lot of times when you go to a football game or something, a high school football game, and you see the different shirts different people have, you can tell the beginners from the people who've been doing it a while. A lot of times the beginners, the name and number, they go too high. So they're way up here. Real high in the back, because I don't know why, but they're real high, or they have like a huge number on the back, and you think, okay, these fools ain't making, enough, they're not making money like they should be making, like they can be making. So as you see there, it's kind of like a fast forward thing, and we're just moving, we're shaking and baking right here. So like I said, right here, I mean, I have a lot of Rogers, okay, and if I would have known I had this many Rogers, I would have just done a screen for all these right here. I think there was like 8 to 10 Rogers, but my wife's the one who actually cut the thermal, so all I did was just lined everything up. The thermal was already cut, so I put everything together. This was already after the fact, but anyway, as you can see there, I'm not using a ruler or anything to measure anything. I'm just going. No problems there. As you can see here, I'm actually in my living room. I have my shop in my garage, which I usually use, but here, I mean, that day was, it was hot. It was, a little bit too hot, so I just had to move everything inside. So I kind of slowed it down right here, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be showing you how I do it, and then using your T-square. So as you can see here, I'm showing you right in the bottom of that neck seam. Okay, so right there is shanks. All right, I'm throwing that number right in the bottom of that. All right, and then I'm gonna bust out my T-square right now. I don't use the only thing I really use this T-square for is to cut my my film, my screen printing film. So as you can see right here, I'm measuring. I got about 3 inches right there from the pallet to the S, and right there I'm right under that. I'm not even a quarter, less than a quarter inch off. So that's pretty good. If I wanted to press that there, I could, but I'm just showing you, how close you can get. All right, so I'm great right there. So the 7, 6.5, and 6.5. That's money right there. That's what 11 years of printing gets you. So right there, that was like if I measured it 2 times. All right, so I'm centered there. I'm pretty good. All right, I'm just showing you centered from the top and the bottom. Good. But this is just an example. See here how much more time I would have wasted if I measured every single name and number on the back. So yeah, so if that's something you might want to look into, to practicing, learning how to press that without a ruler. It's just just over time, you'll learn it just by eyeing it. No problems. So right here, is another shirt. All right, so I have shanks again. All right, so I got that shanks going, and then I have another number 7 here, the same thing. And another thing that I wanted to, why I slowed this down here, is as you can see, the backing right there. The backing is a lot more on the left side. And sometimes what's going to happen is your eyes are going to play tricks on you. As you can see, the backing, sometimes what people will do is, this has happened to me when I have have people working for me, is they'll try to center it up from the backing itself, not from the actual image. So it kind of throws them off. So what you're going to want to make sure and do is to look at the actual image or the actual thermal versus the backing, because that kind of can definitely mess you up. So right here, what I'm doing, just a quick press, 15 seconds, 320 degrees. That's pretty much all you need there. Another thing is I know on the directions, it's going to tell you to press it for 10 seconds, take off that backing, and then repress it for 15 seconds. What that's going to do, again, it's going to waste a lot of time. Not only is it going to waste a lot of time, is I don't really see the need in it, because these shirts, for the most part, they're going to be worn for a season, no longer than a season. Next season, they're going to be, they're going to buy another shirt, or they're going to be with another team, or whatever it is. But the shirts that I've made myself, that I press this way, have lasted way longer than a year, way longer than 2 years. So I really have no reason to press, take the backing off, and repress. You can do that, but I don't do that. I like to save time. Not only that, it doesn't affect the print whatsoever. So on this one right here, I'm just showing you, I had 2 separate numbers that I had 2 pieces of thermal for, and I just used like a straight bottom, and I just kind of lined them up quickly, and just get that one ready to go. Same thing, 15 seconds, 320 degrees, and you just get that going. So I got that going here, and that's going to be the last one I'm pressing. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to get at me. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. I wish you luck, wish you success in everything you're doing. Screen printing, definitely you can make some money. You just got to put that work in. Appreciate it.